So here we are behind the scenes at the Everything to Everybody project, and we're in the Birmingham archive having a look at the Shakespeare Memorial Library collection. And one of the things that was collected for many, many years from its founding until relatively recently was ephemera. And ephemera is anything that isn't meant to last. So as well as books and texts and things like that, things like newspaper clippings, photographs, stuff like that. And obviously that has changed a lot since the advent of the internet and it's no longer possible. But what we do have is amazing collections of things just people found interesting about Shakespeare. And one of my favourite things in the collection is the Forrest Collection. And Mr. Forrest was a gentleman who lived in Manchester in the 1800s, and he collected ephemera to do with Shakespeare to an almost obsessive degree, a bit like an Instagram account that has gone too far. So anything to do with his favourite plays he would put in a scrapbook, and he got his whole family involved. Not sure whether they wanted to, but we have a lasting record of that interest. So, and they have been beautifully bound into these huge books called the Forrest Collection, so you can see how big it is. And this is the scrapbook to do with A Midsummer Night's Dream. And so they quite often start with a copy of the play, which basically he got a text and chopped it up and put it in the scrapbook. So you can see quite nicely illustrated versions of Shakespeare's plays, and then it goes on to anything to do with the play, so illustrations, articles, and they're quite often kind of quite random things to do with the play. So statues, we've got pictures here, and here you can see that these have been hand coloured in, probably by his children. Yeah, so this is marked in 1865, so it's just a picture of a scene from the play, nicely coloured in, a bit like you would today with a colouring book, but all to do with Shakespeare. And then if we go further on, there's some more beautifully coloured pictures. The Transformation. And if we go further back, here we go. We've got pictures of actors. It's not clear whether they're plays they actually saw or whether it's just pictures of interest. Kind of like the cigarette cards that would be collected. So, there we go. And further back, we've actually got reviews of productions. Oh, here we go. And playbills. Have a look. I'm not going to fully unfold it at the risk of getting in trouble with the Conservatives because I do not want to damage this. But playbills from productions they might have seen. There we go, the Prince's Theatre, Manchester. And here we go. Reviews of productions that they might have seen. So this was in The Guardian in 1865 at the Prince's Theatre. So here we go. The actors Quince and Bottom were personated by Mr. Cathart and Mr. Hudspeth, whose acting was decidedly at the best in the performance. The latter gentleman was exceedingly droll.